Here's a way to quantify whatever I'm owed from what I'm also told. So one, they've been stealing from me since 2011. So no telling how much money they stole from me from a 2011 to 2014. And then they stole money that was mine that I didn't even know about, and they were gambling with it. Then I was also some Illuminati betting mule or some jazz, whatever the fuck that is. And I was the winning mule, so I was owed money. At one point, they were saying in 2018 I was owed $100 billion, and that was just 2018. Then I made all those Alex Johnny solo Slack ideas, synthetic telepathy stingray, bringing sight to the blind, the attack of the clones, all sorts of other ideas. Now keep in mind, these people were stealing my data and ideas and committing aggravated assault and robbery. They never had my permission to steal any data, any ideas, nothing, and they're just stealing and selling illegally. And I was also supposed to be the guy in the idea ring and have access to these billionaires and their social network as well. So that's another key point to factor in. Then I'm also a victim of a RICO. There's illegal gambling, blackmail, bribery, extortion, betting manipulation, conspiracy to murder, attempts of murder, hostage scenario, new age covert hostage scenario, tax evasion, betting manipulation, which is robbery, witness tampering repeatedly for 5 years and 5 months. So I'm also a victim of 5 years and 5 months worth of daily witness tampering, daily assault with weaponized telepathy, neurophysiological weapons, satellite weapons, more so 4 years and 5 months worth of implantable device and neurophysiological weapons, weaponized telepathy for 5 years and 5 months, satellite weapons 4 years and 5 months. I'm wired up with CNS, no telling how many different implantables that in my brain and body. So however much money that would be. Then I'm the victim of the break the barrier bets, the know your place bets, how much voltage can his heart take bets, give up on life bets, break his dick bets based off of slander, all sorts of bets. And then I'm also the victim of all these punishments that were created for all these different people, like the fame whore, the know it all, and whatever the fuck else those things are. And they purposely used my parents' the satellite coordinate of my bedroom at my parents'. So I'm a victim of those punishments too. Illegally and illegal experiments involving implantation. Then it's a RICO, so that's treble damages. And then, people using WMDs on me, such as gamma radiation weapons, gamma knives, and which they would say is a medical tool, which is really, like I said, a scalpel is a medical tool, but if you stab someone, it's a deadly weapon. So people actually using WMDs on me and neurophysiological weapons, neuromodulation. So over 10,000 accounts, separate accounts of assault with neurophysiological weapons and satellite weapons, over 2,000 accounts of sexual assault with their implantable devices in my genitals. No telling how many satellite weapons assaults. Ask them about their break the barrier bets, did he move bets. And then keep in mind, 2018, 2019, 2020, they had this backup and they would lose a give up on life bet or a know your place bet. And then they do the backup and make me live it again. And they were even selling what they call years to people where they would use me as the mule. And then there was like a little team of shitbags. And one guy would run the know your place bet, he'd lose it. Then they do the backup and let the next guy go, and it'd be me again against my will. This was going on against my will. I had no fucking clue what was going on. I had to put these things together. So it'd be like an army of 10 kids all trying to run the same bet at once. And I'd experience all 10 times they did it. And then if they lost, they'd do the backup and make me re-experience. So they were doing so much fucked up shit, your mind would be blown. So how many times I experienced that bet, how much would I be owed? Such as a know your place bet or break the barrier bet. One day they did 5 to 7 break the barrier bets in like the span of an hour or something. I remember Illuminati javelins, all sorts of shit, trying to quote make it look like an accident. I'm probably a victim of close to 300 accounts of attempted murder. Someone trying to give me cancer for no reason, all based off of slander with malice. And people, and then that's another thing. They commit crimes under my name and pretend it's me when they all know I've never seen the game, and they were all playing stupid. A victim of human programming experiments with synthetic telepathy, neuromodulation, neurosynthesis, neural trace, new age neurosurgeries. I'm the victim of compromised bets where they're actually trying to do neurosurgeries and kids were actually making up neurosurgeries that quote program people and compromise them. And they're just making shit up to damage my brain. God knows what else they were doing. Then how much data, corporate custom security, my chip secure programs, chip link system, custom business Wi-Fi, those are all mine, and a shit ton of other ideas, induction energy, some of my battery ideas. So basically, I'm owed punitive damages. Oh, not to mention, out of those over 10,000 accounts of assault, a lot of those are aggravated assault and attempt of robbery, felony hacking crimes, destruction of property. psychological torture, sexual torture, and neurophysiological torture, attempts at humiliation torture. No telling how much in slander with malice and manufactured evidence, because I've been hearing all sorts of slander. So that's another piece of this. So I'm owed punitive damages, no telling what factor or multiple these damages would be multiplied by a real judge. I've read a case where some damages were multiplied by a factor of 44 because the crimes were so severe. Punitive damages are when the crimes were so severe, Gandhi would kill someone basically, and the damages are multiplied by a factor or a multiple. So, for instance, being a victim of a RICO like me as this betting mule against my will, that's just 3 times the damages. No telling how much damages I would be owed by being a victim of WMDs and people being allowed to hire terrorists to hack my computer, try to frame me, murder me, etc. No telling how much the damages would be multiplied by. So that's just a start. So I go through all my idea logs, and then key point: these people are stealing my ideas and hiring terrorists to steal them and abuse me covertly and try to abuse me into silence about these crimes, abuse me into silence about my theft. So about the theft of my property. So these guys were all stealing my ideas and property illegally. So I'm owed every fucking link down the chain all the way to the biggest dog and however much he makes off the idea in every fucking chain. Because these guys we didn't have a deal. We didn't have a partnership. These guys were just hiring terrorists to steal from me and commit aggravated assault and robbery. No telling how much money they were making off my data illegally. So I'd look into that. So if there's some multi-trillion-dollar lawsuit argument, do the math and maybe you'll see. And factor those things in. There's other things I'm probably not factoring. I'm the victim of threading, the eye output, the mind output, the telepathy, all sorts of implantable devices in my brain. Don't even know how many. I never agreed to shit, so never fell for that. No telling how much slander with malice and slander through impersonation. No telling how many attempts of frames. Right now, they're assaulting me right now on my back. And no, don't fall for any bullshit lies or made up shit. They love to be, oh, you hired them. I've never hired anyone. Bet my life on it. I'm the guy who always refuses to find any way to get my hands tied because I know I'm owed so much money. So I break my back, trying not to get pulled in and this and that. So I don't do anything to get my hands tied. I don't do anything to get involved. I don't do anything because I know I'm owed fucking so much money. It's scary. And not to mention, it's illegal what these people are involved in, so they can eat shit. And these guys are fucking pure evil. They're not greater good. They're not freedom fighters. They're not altruistic. And I never gave anyone permission to play rich with my money. And keep in mind, some of these people are being blackmailed by terrorists they hired to murder me. So that's why they need all this money. Not to mention they also need money because they're robbing shit tons of people with betting manipulation and God knows what else. And they're actually stealing money that was mine to pay those debts off illegally. So that's another piece of this. I never sided with anyone. I've never picked a side because I don't pick sides without truth. I'm on my own side. I'm a victim. I'm a civilian. I wasn't supposed to be bothered. I'm just told what I am, but if I am this president, I'm a civilian fucking president. Regardless of that, not to mention if they played their game by the rules, supposedly bothering me is punishable by death, so they should have been killed. So they're not programmed and they don't play their game by their rules anyways. Regardless of all that, yeah, so if you're trying to analyze if it's a multi-trillion-dollar lawsuit or multi-trillion-dollar conflict of interest, it may be more than a multi-trillion-dollar conflict of interest. Key point.